All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We appreciate your patience with the delays. We had a bit of a substitute situation popping up, but we are finally here. We are live, and we are going straight into the game. I'm AJS0, and I'm here with Cal, aka Hook Resets, to bring you Mad Cow Disease versus Walmy Maybe.
Here we go, another exciting game of League of Legends. You never know what could come out. I've been hearing that Walmy maybe is changing up their strategies. We'll have to see what they pull out.
I'm very excited to see, because I have heard the same thing as well. And as we both know, League of Legends is at its best when you are changing up your strategies and going full cheese. Unfortunately for us, so is Overwatch. And guys, this is a hot take. This is a really, really hot take. This might come back and bite me in 3 weeks, but I'm gonna say it. Walmy maybe is the scariest team in the Baddie Overwatch League right now. And I know what you're all thinking. You're like, there's 0-9, Swift. You're retarded. And yeah, a little bit. But I think the players on this team are too good to keep losing games in this embarrassing fashion. And I think at some point, they're going to just have a pop-off week where they steamroll through somebody. And that one match is going to have massive playoff implications. And I pray to God it's not our team.
And what's really scary about it is they have nothing to lose. Every single time a team plays against this team, they're going to be the first team to lose to Walmy maybe. That's kind of mean in saying, but
it's true. It's actually a lot of pressure. And this isn't like last season where Jeff from the Overwatch team pretty early on, I think everyone realized, was going to struggle all season. And barring a miracle improvement from a player, was going to probably remain the last place team. This is a team where we had an SBL team once that started 0-5 and then won 5 straight to close out the regular season before, in heartbreaking fashion, losing a tiebreaker.
We don't talk about that one.
I could, if you were on that team, I could see Walmy maybe doing something similar. But Walmy maybe, they're going to go with some defensive goats, and they're all perched out in this left room here.
I've played with No Wonder before. The strategy is you wait in some random corner of the map, they walk by you, and you just rush on them. And they have no idea what comes. And it's very scary, and it works. And they're going to be right in front of them. And here it comes.
Yeah, all dead, no glad, very confused. And ooh, Scarlet is already down early. So is your pen drive. The cheese has worked.
And now all you do, you reset, you find another hiding spot, you go again. And you hope this works for the next 3 minutes.
They're gonna get a nice stagger there on the Spagooter to close things out.
And now we'll have to watch. Where will they go this time? No wonder it's wanting to go up high ground. They're trying to. Looks like they're not gonna be able to get the full cheese. Maybe they're just gonna reset a little bit, but okay. And Sam's a little bit caught out. Just lonely Lucio. Will she be picked? Yes.
Yes, she will. Oh no, this is not the way they want this one to start. Freaky swapped over to the fist. Now here we go. All dab, no blab, making their way onto the points. Picking out Tree as well. This is a very split fight, but it is looking like Walmy maybe is being forced off this point. They have to go for a retake here, but Babel's going to die as she pops the ult. Scott's going to kind of get the, actually maybe a big ult to stall some time here, as Sam is the early pick, finally made her way back. Labur dropping a Zarya, or sorry, a D.Va ult. Fine, good time, but now another D.Va ult being dropped by Spagooter, going to be blocked by Scotch. This is a very strange fight.
This is nuts. But this will be offensive spawn advantage, and it's just Lab and incoming members. I don't think the defense will be able to hold this.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And it looks like everyone from spawn is backing off now, although on the Tracer, Senpai is going peeking a little bit, but I don't think he's finding anything.
Yeah, Tree's trying to just go slowly away
actually,
on the...
Freefy is very deep right now. He is all the way up to point 2, although Spagooter...
He might be trying to reset his
mech. He must be trying to reset back, so I don't think they're going to finish off capitalizing on Freefy's positioning here. He is just kind of making his will known. It is working. I mean, he's got everyone backed the hell off out of that point. As,
yeah, they're trying to...
They don't care that they don't have Spagooter. They're going to try to fight this 5v6. As they are splitting the maybe up. We see aggressive hammer out of your Pendra. Only has one, but here we go. Freefy dropping the fist. Doesn't find any kills, but he is punching everyone around right now. The health bars are going low for the last time, though. This is looking rough, and now Graviton comes out, but it's going to be eaten by Sam's Lucio barrier, and I think that's the other fight. Is yeah, the DPS finally starting to go down for all damage. Well,
Freefy's still in the backline.
Is a clown. Freefy is a fucking clown.
I'm pretty sure.
He's not going to die until
he's up.
Now wasted as much opposing time as possible.
Yeah, and actually that gives a lot of opposing team ults. There was only Scotch and Ulf's ult, but now Blab's guy is ult, so they're pretty happy just waiting this out and trying to build up ults for fights.
Yeah, this is just a strangely paced game. We're already 3 minutes
N5,
over
what are you doing? What?
Yeah, this is looking like another bad engage for ADNB here, so I think they're gonna just give this one up. Scooter being Z-Mech here. Actually, what? That was not a good ult on a Blab. I mean, it gets the kill, but it was not necessary. That fight was already over. But Walmy maybe he's gonna chase down the stakes. Skills.
Okay. He's gonna ulti to... Okay, he's going back in. He does get 2.
Yeah, it's 2 of the healers.
It doesn't matter.
Has no one in position to capitalize. What in the hell?
Are they gonna keep trying? Because this is now a 5v4 if they can go fast. But the supports are walking in. They have the Lucio speed boost, so back to 6v5.
Gonna try tracing around here, though he's taking a lot of damage. He wants to find a good place to drop that pulse bomb. Now Freaky has made it into the last one. Build's starting to come through. The Senpai bomb does get Scott. Grab the Ravs, pretty wide, only hitting 1. She's under no pressure. This is looking like it's going to be good for the offense here. Labur, the last one to go down, and now the point ticking up for all dab, no blab.
Scotch going through the solo 1v6 hammer, but you're going to get taken out immediately.
Yeah, good CC chain on Scotch. Does not let him get that hammer off, and now Sam trying to buy time here. Actually buying a lot of time. She comes out with a rally. I think the healers are actually stalling for their team to get out here. Now they have 4 defenders onto this point. Sound barrier coming down as Blab loses his neck. But will the meteor strike go big? It's gonna find one, and everyone comes. Now here we go, Scotch.
Watch the hammer.
Drop the hammer, Scotch. Drop the hammer. Where is it gonna go? He's looking for the big one. Going to find 3, including 2 of the healers. Now he's charging. Takes out Scotty in the back. Takes out the Mighty Wolf in the back. And Walmy Navy at 96.4%. They're gonna hold point 2.
Yep, it's really frustrating how good Brigitte is at staying alive with her rally. It's really hard to just focus her down completely. It all would have been on Freefy really. To Doomfist her.
Bonjour.
But it was really good stall out of the defense there, and now they're gonna be looking to try to do a little more cheese.
Yeah.
Only 1 ulti.
On the offense though, Senpai has swapped over to the Widowmaker, so a change of pace here. Did not like the Tracers. Here we go. Walmy maybe coming out together. Big hammer coming out of the offense, and Tree and Sam are already down. There's only a few percent to go. This is looking bad for Walmy Maybe. Spooner's gonna mop things up. Labur needs a miracle ult here, and that was not it.
Unfortunate for the defense there. They just got 2 picks, and that Reinhardt hammer really shutting down everything. But it was a decent stall for what it was. It was some nice cheese, some different stuff coming in the BOL.
Yeah, 2 minutes 16 seconds left on a 2 CP. I think that's something where if you defend first, you can walk out of that round fairly content a lot of the time.
Let's see if what they want to run this time. No Wonder has been playing a lot of Genji and quick play, I know. So it wouldn't surprise me if they just wanted to try dive. Have they tried dive yet this season?
I don't think much, but that is what they're hovering right now. I think they're trying to surprisingly little with how well No Wonder was known as a Tracer player last season. I've been surprised and a little disappointed that we've seen so little of it, as now picks are being swapped up for Walmy Maybe. We'll see if any of this is final. If Cheese become a wrecking ball player, that would be a new wrinkle I did not see coming. But we can talk about this defense.
Yeah, the defense. Senpai on the Junkrat instead of Freefy.
Yeah, I mean, Freefy was doing a bit of work on the Doomfist, so maybe he feels like he's popping off, and they know that the Junkrat's going to be effective here on the first point.
What I would like to see is a Pharah from Tree, but if he's sticking to tank, then Pharah's probably the best thing against this team comp with a Junkrat Doomfist.
Yeah, I'm worried that Walmy maybe.
Like we said at the beginning, they're just trying stuff out.
Yeah, gotta give them credit for making the attempt here. So Tree looking like the wrecking ball gonna come through with Sam swapping a DPS for I believe the first time this season. Lucio Moira to keep the team topped off.
This is technically meta in in the Overwatch league on some people.
Sam is kind of swapping around as it looks like Walmy maybe is going to get their entry, but they did lose Scotch in the process.
That's their main tank.
No, that's their boy. That's their main healer. So that Mel gonna be struggling, and struggling even more now that she is dead. There's no heals coming through for Walmy maybe. They did manage to steal a tick here though.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice that. Well done on the offense, and more than they expected, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think they just kind of clowns through ADNB so fast. They were ready to contest the point, and it seems like ADNB can be pretty hectic on communication. So.
Oh, someone's on point. Is it the Sombra?
Yeah, Sombra just kind of cheesing around, maybe pulling some pressure away from the front gate as Tree's making his way in with the rest of his team as well.
Oh, the Doomfist was hacked. This could be huge. He's going to be collapsed on. He's dead.
Yeah, that's a big pick, but now Senpai's going to try to bail this out. He's got the tire coming through. Can he find multiple? Blabur trying to shoot it down, and that is no wonder off with 94 on a Genji blade. That could be a huge pick from Senpai's now making the way his point. DPSing the old-fashioned way. Your pen drive with a big hammer, a big fire strike, and that's the supports down for Walmy maybe. I think what looked like a good entry is going to be over.
Yeah. They do kill your pen drive, and Flab ults nothing.
These communications have got to be so bad for Walmy maybe. Which
and they're going back in.
Yeah, they see it, and no wonder definitely sees it, because he takes out both the supports, he takes out Spagooter, and I call that one wrong. No wonder with the right decision to ult there. That's first point going to Walmy.
Wow. They just staggered on using that offensive spawn advantage, and it worked out for them. That first pick on Freefy really set it all up, though. For sure. Good on them.
Now we do see swaps coming over. It's Freefy onto the Junkrat. Senpai taken the McCree. There are still support ults here for the defense, but there are some ults coming available for Walmy maybe as well, with Lucio and Sombra and soon to be Moira. There's no wonder he's doing a good job of poking around, making pressure here. Watch for Sam with EMP. That's going to make or break this fight. If she can get that off, especially before Skylar gets a chance about Valkyrie. It's going to be a really tough fight. There we go.
Oh, that's
EMP comes in. It hits everyone. The Hellfires are going low very fast. Tree has dropped the minefield, and they're zoning everyone off at this point. That T-Bolt is not going to find anyone. It just stops the cap progress for a moment, but these picks are coming through, and Walmy maybe, for I think the first time all season, has an advantage.
Yeah, 3-minute advantage. It's really huge. They played around ults. That was probably their best team fight they've ever done. Those ult combinations were great.
And maybe this was the swap they needed. They've been struggling to get big DPS ults off a lot of the time. That EMP was just perfect. Sam knew exactly how to utilize the Sombra there. Maybe this is a roster swap that starts making some momentum for Walmy maybe.
We're probably going to see a lot more of that Sombra from Sam. Sombra, she's really hard to play around because of how, like, the only way you can really dodge it is just by being out of range. A support needs to have a support ult ready, and they have to be really far back. You can't play Zenyatta into it, so, like, Lucio's almost your only option, or a Mercy ulti, but... And it's just... It still requires coordination, though, and that's... really big props out of the Walmy maybe to pull it off, and we're gonna keep seeing Tree on this wrecking ball. I'm sure he's smiling real hard right now. If you can ever get the ball to work, it's a good time.
Yeah, and it was working. He was going in at the right times. It was just the actual coordination of Walmy maybe. It warms my heart to have seen, and maybe all dab no blab on the cusp of being Walmy maybe's first win here, as Sam is behind the whole opposing team right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if this McCree can pick her off, though. You gotta stay back.
Big heal ball coming through. They're trying to poke on this high ground. Walmy maybe does have ADNB kind of pincered, but I'm not positive that's going to be the right play. Senpai is kind of getting some shots off from the back right now. But Scooter has already lost the mech, and here we go. The drop coming through. Your Pendra gets a pin. That's both of these Divas mechless right now. Is finally picks starting to come through. Each team trading one early, but Freaky had a very early rally here. But it doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot. But it might not matter. But no wonder they're trying to build themselves with the kill get dies immediately. And that should be a an offensive, successful push here for ADNB.
Yeah, I think that Freefy's Brigitte really just had their number there, and Sam's gonna do a little bit of stalling, but just to get back to her point, maybe get a little bit more ult charge. They're gonna do some swaps here on the defense, swapping to a Rein Zarya with Tree on the Junkrat.
Yeah, makes sense. They can't swap Sam here. She has the EMP. And it's going to have to be big to hold this point, as there are some ults coming very close for all damn no blab here, as they are pushing their way right on in. Watch for your pen dry, about to have the hammer. Watch the
Here
set
it is.
five. But Sam with another big EMP, can the team follow up, because she has gone down to pop it. Not much done while the hacks are out. This is not looking great for the defense. Now here we go, ults coming through. Senpai finds one, the Mighty Wolf finds one. It won't be maybe trying to stall the Dawson Tree. They have just one left with one just done. Is now they have a bridge trying to make it out of spawn, but I don't know if Sam's even gonna be able to touch this point.
Yep. We were just talking about how great their coordination seemed on the last Sombra ulti, and this one they were kind of just allowed to sit back and wait it out. With even that Brigette swap might have just completely stuffed it, and the offensive the dabs really pulling through on that one.
Yeah, so fortunately for them, they had a lot of time remaining after their first round of attack. They're going to need it here, as now they need to push within about 4 minutes to keep their advantage.
Yeah. You think that they should just keep on this same comp? I mean, it is the one comp that's kind of worked out for them, but their first point push was definitely sloppy.
Yeah, that's what worries me, is we just saw them playing the same picks, and when it wasn't hero plays coming through from Sam or No Wonder, they were struggling a lot more. So
attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I mean, at some point you got to just try to have your best players make hero plays. So maybe this is worth trying a little bit further. It's gonna be big on No Wonder to outplay Freefy and Senpai, who have the tools to shut him down on his flanks.
For sure. And this McCree pick, just really scary. Even if it doesn't work, it forces you to play around it so hard. And Senpai is such a good McCree that it's really scary.
Gonna drastically change things, is it's the goats coming through at the last second for Walmy maybe. We've seen a lot this season, we've criticized a lot this season. We'll see if it goes different this time.
They worked well on defense for the first time, for their first push.
And they are coming in fast and furious here. Everyone getting into each other's faces up in the melee range. They've already picked out Scarlet. They lost the neck in the process, but they've gotten Preview as well. This is a great goats coming through. That's gonna be a first point take for Walmy baby.
And honestly, the McCree could do nothing against all of the 6 bodies just running at him. And I really like that the swap onto it. It was smart. I think that it's gonna be a rotation between how the DPS picks are gonna be switching it. As Freefy is now swapping onto its Doomfist.
Yeah, he liked that as the counter goats measure. It's the only pick that's gonna change here. So the goats are coming straight through the gates. Looking for picks. Now Freefy dropping in, looking for it, jumping around, getting picked in the process. Nice job out of Tree to finish that one off. And I was really losing this back as well. This is going great for Walmy baby. They have lost Skyler, that's big damage down. Sam popping the mortar for damage, for heals. And her team is on the point. This is looking like it's going to be a cap unless Freefy makes something crazy happen. He will not. And Walmy baby keeps the momentum going.
Greetings.
Just so fast. It's really crazy how fast they're managing to do this. It's going to be as good as the offense push was for the enemy team. They only have a minute, so we got to see if they can stop them on this first push. But honestly, after seeing this twice now, it's definitely looking like defense is just neither of these teams' strong suits. Walmy maybe had that one good goats defense, and then nothing really else. But we need to see some better.
These two teams both seem to have some pretty major coordination problems. Both these teams obviously not with great records. All damn no blab 3-5 and 1 draw. Walmy maybe obviously 0 wins, 9 losses. And a lot of the time it's looked like coordination is the problem. And so this could just turn into an offensive slugfest all night if this kind of keeps going, where it's both of these teams, it's whoever makes the hero plays coming through. And to me, one of the big things in this match so far is Sam and Scotch haven't had just some of their head-scratcher plays that they've had in a lot of weeks. And they've been able to do their job for long enough for No Wonder to pop off, for Tree to pop off.
Yeah, and we'll have to see them pulling out the cheese goats again, this time hiding in a little bit different spot. We'll have to see where the offense decides to go with their push. They don't have a Lucio, so you can't really run away from it.
Yeah, this could be interesting as Freefy is going in early, scouting things out. He sees that left side has no one, and this could be a split fight. They won't have a Freefy, as now Spagooter has found the enemy team, and they're going to try to collapse you, but Freefy is currently on the point. He's going in on a flank now, trying to cap, and Walmy maybe has been pincered. They're going to have to commit to this fight. They've already lost one of their healers. The Moira is down, and now the tree on the Brigitte down as well. This is looking like it's not going to go well for Walmy maybe. This is just the Lucio heals coming through. They've lost Scotch, so they're going to have a lot of the front line damage down, and I think that ADNB is going to mop this one up.
Yep, and they won't have much time, so hopefully the defense can pull out something here, but looks like we're gonna have to see how big can Senpai's ult be against this team comp that they're running. Batman's gonna swap off to the Mercy. Need to provide a little bit more healing.
Yeah, there's actually going to be a huge ult advantage for the offense here. They've got two and they're closing in on a third. There is nothing for the defense. The Moira coming through nice and early. Senpai popping high noon, just wants to zone everyone back, it looks like, as he's not going to find a kill here, but all day no black is very far back. Your Pendra has had the hammer come through. There was big. Spagooter gonna get the cleanup there. 3 kills. And it's looking like the ult advantage was going to be enough, as all day no blab is coming through big. Freefy dropping the fist to pop up this point.
Let's see, Sam will get on there with the Moira, but it's not looking like enough.
Oh man, this is heartbreak.
But still, the offense, as we were saying, the defense is not looking great, but the time bank is definitely much better for Walmy maybe. So I think they have a really good shot if they can take these points fast enough and not go into overtime and, you know, get the good old draw. I don't even know if it would draw if they're both at 0-0 or if it gives them a minute again.
Yeah, I'm not positive.
I don't remember the exact rules, but
this is what the BOL has been missing this season, is a good old 10+ point slugfest on 2CP.
Yeah.
And yeah, I guess I have to agree with you. I mean, this Walmy Maybe squad has taken 4 points in under 4 minutes already. It's maybe time just to have a little faith that they can do it one more time.
Yeah, they're going to be running that same comp with Tree on the Wrecking Ball, Sam on the Sombra.
So the swap here on the defense, ADNB, we've got Senpai busting out the Pharah, which I don't think we've seen much of out of this team at all. Maybe the least Pharah-centric team in the whole BOL.
Yeah, Senpai, I think he was known a little bit more for it last season sometimes, but
yeah, they definitely have had success with it. They just haven't utilized it much this season. Maybe they haven't liked it within their system.
I don't think they really need it when Senpai can pop off like he usually does on the Kree, but it wasn't working, so it's probably going to be good in this comp as long as Sam can't get a hack on her.
Here we go. Poke war has begun. A Senpai has already been poked out quite a bit. Senpai being poked out all the way a bit. That's a big first pick for All Damn No Blab, as now we've got the entire team collapsing on this point. Blab the first one touch, creating space for his team, but losing his mech in the process, losing his life in the process. A little miscoordination, but they did manage to take out Freebie. That could be huge, but picks are being traded back and forth here. This is actually looking good for the defense.
Wow. I did not expect that. And they're still walking forwards. Forwards being a little bit awkward. Scotch? Definitely 1v5 dead.
Yeah, they had the opening pick there. They just weren't able to follow through properly. Blab getting picked so early was really huge, as ADNB was very fast to collapse.
Yeah, he went way too far on his own, unfortunately. They will have No Wonder's blade and be watching out for his blade to do something. He's got it now.
Yeah, there's really no answer to the blade. So Wonder's kind of setting up to the side here. He's poking around. Sam in his back, and here you go. The blade is coming through. Looking for
so
it.
much
Can
spam.
he find it? It's damage, but it's not turning into kills. Finally, it's still his team is up big right now. They're making the win of the point. It's just 2 trying to hold, but the picks are coming through for ADNB. It's looking like this fight is not over, as Senpai on the Tracer now has made his way back to the point. Luciol is coming through for the offense as they're getting picks. It's just a Moira and a Tracer, but those are 2 picks that can stall for a lot of time. I don't know if they're going to have backup making it anytime soon, though. Senpai finally goes down, but it's your pen drive's charging forward, but he's gonna just lose his life in the process. It looks like. No, he's backing that ass up and now finally going down, and that is a point over to Walmy maybe. We've got 2.5 minutes, longer than they've needed for any of their first 5 points. Can they get a 6th?
Yeah, we'll have to see. That both teams have ults here, so we're gonna have to watch Spagooter and Sam's ulti is differencing, honestly. If Sam can be quick with it and not let Spagooter ult, she actually got a hack, like, very crucially on the Zarya. The Zarya could have ultied and comboed with that Tracer, would have stopped them completely. And we'll have to see how they get this push through.
Yeah, man, what a strange. Oh no, no wonder it gets picked early. This is a disaster. Now the ult is still coming through, but Freebie goes huge, finds 3 on his own. Tree with the minefield finds 1, but I don't know if that's enough. And yeah, that's a reset call as Tree jumps right off and politely kills himself. Although Sam seems to have missed the memo, was trying to contest for a sec there, but finally goes down.
Yeah,
and
really
that was
unfortunate.
Quite a few ults committed, or maybe just the 2, but I don't think anything had to come through for the defense other than Freefee's Junkrat. He's actually swapping over to Winston now, but this is still a big ult advantage for the defense.
I wonder if this Winston is literally just for the Genji. I don't see any other reason for it.
Yeah, well, Tree coming through as they're trying to poke at these tanks. Senpai back on that Pharah, taking a lot of damage, but he will make it out. Here we go, the entry out of Walmy maybe that's coming in with the healing beam. Both these Moiras, the Band-Aid on the point, but a big trap comes out, and the defense is gonna hold.
Yeah, and they just need to die right now. Scott should stop trying to... Unless he can actually get away, never mind. Well,
yeah, I think that...
I underestimated healing.
Get into position.
But no wonder Nelson get picked kind of late. Now we're at a minute left, so time is turning into the enemy of Walmy maybe here. They've had the advantage all night, but they are finally getting their back up against the wall here.
Yeah, I mean, the Pharaoh does get knocked and hacked. I don't think they can pick her off with Sam.
That was such a costly pick from Sam, as now they have to wait this one out. And they're only going to have 1 fight remaining. And that's going to give ADNB a big chance to charge some ults here.
Yeah. Right now they already have 2 and Senpai close to another barrage. This is going to turn into 1-fight territory for sure.
Yeah, there are some huge ults available for the offense though. EMP and a Blade. Both of those are going to have to come through clutch here to force additional rounds. As here we go, EMP through Sam is in that back line, put some damage on. No wonder trying to capitalize. He's taking out the Mercy. Lucio is shielding your whole team as there are no heals available for the defense. All that one's left is already lost 3. And now they got a D-Ball coming through with good pressure. Going to zone is now... It looks like everyone on the defense has lost their lives. Will they get anyone out in the touches? Your pen drive is going to be staggered very late here. Tree with a nice minefield zoning away. There is an ult, and Winston's going to buy some time here before going down. Freefee's still alive. Freefee's still alive, but not any longer. Senpai with a ult that doesn't do a whole lot. Had to try. Won't be able to. And round 6 complete. I think we're going to additional time.
It definitely looks like it. They're probably both going to get a minute each to push it one last time. And offense is the name of the game.
Yeah, no pressure. You just can't misplay that first team fight.
Yep, and best you can get with a minute really is 2 team fights. We're going to have to see if they changed anything or just stay tried and true. I wouldn't be surprised to see Freefee stay on that Brigitte. It's been working out for him.
Yeah, I've been really liking that, especially on the offense.
Who is offense first?
That's a... We're going to be ADNB, yeah.
Yeah, we don't see this often, but this
is
going 7 rounds.
In a solo queue setting, you will almost never see this.
Welcome to 2CP and Overwatch. Jeff Kaplan loves us very much. He brings us quality game modes.
Well, I really do appreciate that 2CP seems to, the worse the level of play is, it's more likely that this happens. Over multiple BOL seasons, even in the WL to quite an extent. Bad teams tend to not be able to play defense, but tend to be okay at offense, because this game is fairly offense dictated.
Yeah,
and it's exciting to say the least.
Yeah, you can kind of make an American football analogy as that season's been starting up. Generally, when there's high-scoring games, it's because Just the teams have been playing bad.
Don't you dare imply that about my Packers. But we do have a drastic swap, if you haven't been paying attention, coming out of the defense. Walby maybe running No Wonder on the Widow for the first time. Tree on the Drunk Rat, and they picked out Scarlet. This is huge. Now Tree's going to try to raid everybody into one room. This is so hard to push into a Drunk Rat, as Briefy is just now getting joined up with his team. They're buying time for Scarlet, but if No Wonder is paying attention,
I can feel it.
may still be able to find some big tick here. As Briefy's coming through, they've put the damage on the tree, but they do not get the pick. And now ADNB onto the point. 15 seconds to play. As Spagooter can charge both of these Reinhardts, finding big charges around this point. A pick coming through in each direction. We're still a ways away. Well, next No Wonder's going to get in for sight. He gets a pick, but he dies to Senpai.
This isn't over.
This is not over. Both of these times are finding so many picks. As Tree dies, popping the tire. I think he lost the tire there. Oh no!
But it might not matter, as it's just Freefy on the point against 4. But the Mighty Wolf on the Lucio comes back. Can the rest of the offense come around?
He's found one before going down. Now Spagooter trying to stall for time. He's a diva. Diva can stall for a bit of time here, but he is one versus a lot. And here we go. Hentai territory. Diva getting 1v4. Skylar looking for the res. Does not get it. And for the first time, we see a .1 hold.
And this will mean that they at least guarantee a tie. And Wami maybe has to be super happy about that. That no Wonder swap onto the Widowmaker when it's clutch. Getting that Mercy pick. It stalled them so hard they didn't really know what to do, if they should just try to 5v6 or wait until she could be revived. But man, what a clutch moment.
Yeah, and I'm so happy they swapped up their comp there. Just philosophically, I don't think you can run the exact same thing on the same point 4 rounds in a row, and I'm happy they didn't. Now we're going to see what comes through in the offense, where maybe it does make a bit more sense to go
No. There's some Bastion, there's some Mei, there's some gameplay.
That's some good stuff to run into a Goats comp.
Yeah, which is surprising because they haven't been running Goats on offense that often. They've been running more Sombra, which would be pretty good into this. Wow.
Yeah, so ADNB with the read, and this will all come down to, can their DPS superstars come through clutch one more time, force a draw.
Oh man, what an exciting first match. I'm excited for the rest of the 2 games.
But yeah, we might have a match on our hands. I told you, Wallaby Navy, scariest team in the BOL. Can they finish the job?
Defend objective A.
We don't want a half win. We want the whole goddamn thing.
Let's
go. And they're going to have to go through the president to do it.
Yeah, and they won't know it. He's just hiding out in that Mega right now. They're just running on, and the Maywell blocks off lab.
Great Maywell. Now Senpai is fucking everything up in the back line. As Tree and Batmel are already down. They got most of the tick before ADNB got onto the point, but all that matters is the ends here.
But they are getting some picks, and Freefy getting... Okay, he does get...
Oh, that's huge. They're gonna contest before Freefy can get back to this point, I assume, as this is so awkward. People are just, they're not playing with proper tempo. They have to know to regroup before the last fight here, because now Sam's not making it back to this point in time. Tree's on the point. This Maywall maybe did the least of any of them so far. As a Blizzard, though, is coming through for Senpai. That is going to get the whole goddamn point. Now the hammer comes through out of your pen drive when they needed it. Tree of Batmel down yet again, but there is no DPS here. Freefy down as these picks are going both ways, but this is looking defense side as it's Wonder and Blabur trying to make something happen with the Tracer, with the Diva. Sam has made it back, but now it is 2 v a lot, 1 v a lot, and that is it. Volskaya, after 12 points captured, is going to be a draw.
Woo! God love TCP.
That is a half point going to both of these teams on the standings. So tiebreaker in my heart is going to be Spagooter here with the play of the game, the one definitive advantage of this whole series. And it's as exciting as you can get out of 14 rounds. It's a triple boom.
Oh my gosh. And that was huge for them because they had so little time left for that very last push. And clapping them all off the point really set them up to take that 6 point.
Match time 22:48. Whew.
Oh man, and if that doesn't tire your team out, I don't know what will.
Yeah, that can be rough in Overwatch to go through that much mental strain in the first map of your series. A map so long that you have to call the bio break after.
Yeah, I'd be more worried for the Dabs after that one because we already said at the beginning, Walmy maybe have nothing to lose from after these first couple weeks of not winning, and all of that for a draw definitely is a bit scary.
Yeah, so I'm really curious to see if they can capitalize on any of this momentum going into Lijiang, where fortunately for everyone, we will end in 3 rounds nice and quickly. God, I'm like out of breath after that one. That takes a lot of the production too, guys. Casting not as easy as you might think.
It is a
Fortunately,
good
I have
match,
I have the vocal power of probably a Norse deity at this point. I can go through a lot, and I will take this abuse. Abuse me, BOL. I can take it.
After 10 seasons of casting the SBL, I can imagine that. I don't know if that you've actually been, but I would assume so. That's quite the amount of time, for sure. I've only been casting for 2 seasons, so definitely a little bit more straining on voices. Yeah, we'll have to see what these teams will bring out on Lijiang Tower. I'm not sure if Walmy maybe really wants to keep doing this goats, but I'm excited to see if Sam wants to play more Sombra, to be honest.
Yeah, I would really like to see that as well. As honestly, it's only one map, but it was a lot of rounds on one map. I saw more good out of Sam Sombra than I've seen out of her healing for an entire season. I think, and it can be really hard to recognize that in real time, especially, in this league, there tends to be some sizable egos, and that especially applies to who's playing the DPS. But I think this team has the potential to be substantially better if Sam's running that Sombra.
Yeah, free on that wrecking ball.
This isn't like on Casting Couch where, to analyze our team a bit, but sometimes, we put you onto the Sombra and we struggle with that second DPS slot. If Sam's on the Sombra, just wreaking havoc on the poor backline of the opposing team, that's no wonder who gets to capitalize on the pressure she creates. He's gonna do it. That's not Splinter. Sorry, Splinter.
His Genji really looked pretty solid for sure on that first map, and we will be starting on the Pharah Queen map of them all. I would expect Tree to be wanting to run it, and honestly, Senpai might want to run it too.
Yeah, if there's one thing I know about Tree in Overwatch, guys, put this in your notes for every season ever. Tree will always run Pharah on this point, no matter what.
And he's really good at it. I think this is his probably his best map of all of the maps. I mean, it's not really like a crazy thing. This is just a Pharah map, but every time I see him on this map,
he's
he
very
seems to pop
confident
off
on this map.
Yeah.
And so it's looking like him and Batman are going to rock Sky Lesbians
from
for...
above.
Is this the first time they've run this paint? I want to say it is. I know they've practiced it.
Justice reigns
As
from
we have a
above.
very heal-heavy composition coming out of Walmy maybe. Sam going to be playing Anna. A lot of pressure on Sam to play well, as she's not going to have a whole lot helping her out in the backline.
Interesting that they're playing more of a very ground style game, maybe expecting Tree on the Pharah, is they definitely will not have anything to stop him from doing what he wants.
Yeah, I expect to see swaps after this first fight, whether it's a win or a lose, as Senpai is trying to trace around. He's actually kind of pulling some pressure pretty far back, as he is getting up onto the back here. Batmel is under some pressure, but she should survive it, as the point is open, and here we go. Everyone finally makes their way to the point as we have point-based chaos, but no, both of the Mercies actually picked out right and early. But oh, blink and you miss it. Everyone on Walmy Baby gets picked out there.
Really unfortunate is they had Sam got a really huge purple on several of their members, but it just wasn't communicated correctly, and no wonder couldn't pop off as much as maybe possible. I am surprised if they're sticking on this Winston Diva against the Reaper though.
Yeah, they just weren't able to abuse their poke advantage.
assist.
Tree didn't get as much fire poke as we expected to start that last fight. As Senpai,
And he
oh,
He counts the
Senpai,
going
welcome
correctly.
to the bad plays of the week. as here we go. Walmy Baby wasting no time. Ult's coming through. Dive coming through. No Wonder coming through. Both of the Mercies. Dive to start the fight again. Wonder is slicing, but he only ends up finding one kill. A good use out into Mighty Wolf is making this a slow push. And actually, all damn no Blab, they might be holding here. Senpai comes back, dies again, but it is Walmy Baby that's lost more. And that should have been a perfect push for Walmy Baby, but they get nothing.
In a 5v6 where No Wonder gets the very first pick on the enemy Mercy, I understand that Freefy got a pick on Batmel as well, but that just doesn't make sense. How does a Reaper find that Mercy? He should have been up in the air with Tree, but maybe he's just playing a more ground style game himself.
Yeah, I haven't been able to analyze, but that was a swap coming through. Batmel not feeling the Mercy, but the Mighty Wolf doesn't get the pick.
And he dies for it.
That's super costly. Not knowing what to get back on. But now Deepop comes in for a purified Starlet in the backline. Will the other find more? Yes, it will. Spaguda, the Diva Bomb Master coming through big. Both of these teams losing a lot of members. Is Anna staying alive for a long time here, but it's just her and No Wonder as Tree has gone down. And they were so close to capping that point, but it does not flip, and now there's only a few quick percentage points remaining.
Yeah, their tanks will be able to touch, but this is definitely going to be a disorganized team fight from them. And we're looking at that Reaper ulti to see what he can get. He will pop it immediately as the tanks go in. Won't get anything, though.
Yeah, but they have Scotch with the Winston ult. That's big. He's buying time because his team has a lot of ults to make on the point. Tree's trying to find something, but the Barrage doesn't do as much as you would have assumed it would. As this fight once again split, but No Wonder and Tree are both down. Starlet does find a res on the Senpai. This is big advantage for ADNB. And now it is just Sam on his Anna and Sorigram of Toucan 1v6. 100-0.1 going to all damn no Blab.
But like even through this 100-0, it felt really close for Walmy. Maybe I thought they had several good starts to the fights. They just didn't know how to finish it, and maybe a couple key things from the tanks of the dabs, and they survived through it somehow. That both Mercies not having a good time.
Yeah, you could say that again. Some struggling Mercy play, and honestly, there's a lot to unpack with the Mercy play, but we don't have the time. King of the Hill moves so fast here. But swaps coming through. We're seeing the comp we like out of Walmy Baby. We're seeing pretty much the same out of all damn no Blab. So we'll see what happens here on City Center.
City Center, correct.
Box
or
point
Night
with the
Market.
ledge. Box point
Night
with the ledge,
Market.
folks. And they are avoiding the ledge, going straight to the box point. All damn no Blab establishing on the point first, but we'll have a nice front gate contest coming through here. Senpai going aggressive, gets picked out. And now Tree, he's slamming and jamming. Welcome to home.
The objective is
Good touch right with the big charge with Scarlet. Once again goes down early. Now No Wonder is down. Each team down a healer and one other as we're having another chaotic point fight going on here.
Yeah, they do get the hack on the Reaper, and Sam really doing a havoc on this team. Devo will go through.
Yeah,
He
just buying time as some first waves of spawns are making it back to this point. Focus fire not to be found as Batmel does come through with a huge sound barrier, and that could be the deciding factor for this first capture. Spagura losing the mech, but a lot of members of ADNB have made it back. Can they get some flames going? Another Diva Bomb comes through, and this one does find the Mighty Wolf. I think that EMP was overkill, but they want this point, and Walmy Baby is gonna get it.
Yeah, it's understandable why they did it, but it definitely was a little bit unnecessary as they're going to be pushing up, and Senpai picks up Sam and trading with the Reinhardt.
Good thing she popped that EMP. She would have just died with it.
Yep. No Wonder does have his blade.
Yeah, there's a lot of ults available in both directions here, so it's going to come down to outplaying. So we do see AZMB, they're making the way in the front gate here. Senpai trading a lot of punches, but No Wonder going straight to the backside. He's found Starlet, but he's gone down. He clears out everything with the dead plasma. And now No Wonder and Sam are both down. That's no DPS for Walmy Baby. No Batmel either. They're going to need to just stall out on this point, but they are losing everyone, finding no kills of their own.
Yeah, maybe regretting using that EMP, but they will get a little bit more stall time, and 46% isn't horrid. The all Dab side really did have to use everything to that. The only thing they'll have is the Mercy ulti, so we're gonna have to see that Lucy ulti from Batmel coming in clutch, and maybe the D.Va's self-destruct. And things are happening so fast, it's hard to talk.
Yeah, it is. These teams, no breakdown, but watch for Freefy. He's waiting right inside the lip here, looking for the early picks. He's putting the damage out, but he doesn't find the kill. A lot of health bars low, but Scott's the first casualty. That's a lot of healing off the table for Wombi. They've lost no Wonder as well. They did take out Senpai. Will they commit to this? No, they've lost Batmel.
They should
They're
be
gonna
done.
back the hell up, but there's gonna be a big stake. No, not a stagger on Baldur.
Stagger
Sam
on
is the
Sam.
last
My
stagger.
ultimate is ready.
Yep. And they will get up to that to tie the percentage points. They do have ultis this time, and maybe they'll commit something more than just the D.Va
My
bomb.
ultimate is ready.
Gonna have to watch Sam on that Sombra with DMP and see how big she can go. If she can stop the Mighty Wolf from getting his ulti off, you've gotta. This is the big key thing to see if she gets the ulti on him. And Senpai dies immediately
That's
again.
big. I expect to commit on a Wombi maybe here as they are rushing on in. Tree going in so fast. He is slamming multiple up in the air. D.Va bomb does come through on a Spagooter, but it doesn't find anything. This is a desperate act D.Va. And here we go. Now the EMP is through. The Lucio ult as well. This is a huge advantage for Wombi maybe with these kills. They're coming slowly, but they are coming. The Reaper has already waited. He has one available, but I think he's crazy to pop it. But he's positioning like he might want to. No, he will not. He's going to die. And that is a point flipping at 85% and counting.
Yeah, they need. If they can stagger this D.Va even better. A little bit. Yeah. Well, that wasn't horrible. It gives them probably like 5% extra.
Yeah, and by the time there's a setup here, this could be one fight territory for the game.
Yeah, for sure. If the Dabs do manage to pick it up, I think this fight is completely over, and we're gonna have to watch because they have ult advantage.
Yeah, so watch Freefy and your pen dry. Can they slam? Can they jam? No wonder it wants the picks before the start. Nice Lucio on that come through, and no wonder found nothing with that blade. Now everyone making their way over to the point where Tree is down. That's a lot of pressure off the table. Batmel does as well. EMP comes through to Sam because Wombi maybe knows they have it. And it could have worked. Balboa gets 4. Balboa gets 4 with the D.Va bomb, and Wombi maybe stays alive. Oh, that was huge. Sam with a great EMP to set that one up. Now no wonder he's returning the point. He's picked off a duty. Hammer comes through on your pen drive, but there's nothing to follow. It's just the Tracer. No, I take that back. There are a lot of them who both teams are strong and come through. Batman, Scott popping the Moira here as the damage is coming out, but it's not finding kills. Everyone is making it back. This is gonna be the go big or go home fight. Everyone popping the ults as they get them.
Yeah. The blue side doesn't look like they're running out of steam. They use most of their ults. Senpai and Spagooter both have their ultis up to see if they can get anything.
Yeah, now a Freefy on the Genji assault. Senpai finds both of the healers, but the D.Va or the Tracer bomb, it's a disaster for Wombi maybe. They were so close, they could taste it. They had victory in their hands and they let it slip through. And now they only have a few percent to get back. They will not spawn in time.
Yeah, there will be both DPS won't be ready. The D.Va is gonna go in, gonna lose her mech immediately, just a touch.
He's gotten one of his healers on, he's gotten his wrecking ball on, but they are in all this damage. He's the minefield of a lifetime. There is some damage coming out, but it's just out of the Tracer. A lot of the Wombi is gone down. EMP comes through. Can it go big again? Is she setting up the combo? No wonder takes out Freefy. Can he find more? No wonder we need you big, and he's found 2. But they have to touch the point. No!
Oh, but they were all dead.
Not like this.
It was so heartbreaking. And if you feel like we're having bias, it's because we really want to see this team who hasn't been winning, who gets so close. But Senpai and Freefy not letting that go as Senpai gets to play the game on Tracer.
Yeah, and this, I think it might be the bomb that hits the 2 supports here. Is look at that. Maybe point deciding is... There were probably a lot of point deciding plays on that last fight. But that was the big one that turned it, as the point flipped right after.
Wow. I don't know if my heart can handle this, man. That was like the closest 2-0 that I've ever seen in a Lijiang Tower match.
Yeah, that's And it's heartbreaking for Walmy maybe, as it feels like they are playing their hearts out right now. They are putting everything on the line, and it's not enough.
Yeah, but maybe this does mean for good things to come, as if they can get these more often and just get a little bit more cohesive. That was really clean out of them. That self-destruct plus the Sombra, they've been popping off with these Sombra ultis and combos, and it's interesting to see what will come. But of all the maps, this is definitely Junkertown. This is the most cheesy cheese you can bring. Bastion strats. So, there's Widowmakers everywhere, and we'll have to see what comes out. I'm expecting Freefy to be sticking onto that Junkrat, maybe have Senpai Widowmaker for first point, and whew, well, I don't know what to expect out of Walmy maybe at all, besides someone on Bastion.
Yeah, I think anything's in the cards here. As heartbreaking as that was, as crushing as that may have been for Walmy maybe, they still have a chance here, their best shot all season to win a map, which would give them a match tie, which is a pretty rare thing in the BOL, as they could go 1-1-1 match score, or 1.5 to 1.5 if you prefer to think of it that way.
And every single map matters in this. It doesn't matter who wins the full series.
Yeah, and for Walmy maybe, if you're looking big picture, top 5 teams make it to the playoffs. They're not that far behind Casting Couch, and if they win a map here, they're really not that far behind All Dab No Blab either. They are absolutely in the running for the big picture scenario.
Yeah, and if they can really cohesive up this comp that they've been running with the Sombra Genji, with this Diva Wrecking Ball, they'll be the only team to be really utilizing Wrecking Ball, and I will always be looking forward to seeing them play.
Yeah, I've got a lot of Wrecking Ball. I've prepped a lot to cast Wrecking Ball, and I haven't been able to utilize any of that.
It's just so chaotic, we can't.
Yeah, exactly. So more teams run Wrecking Ball.
Do it.
Miley Cyrus impressions are coming. I just need your help.
Oh, man. And we'll have to see. The defense will start out with No Wonder and Tree being those main DPS. We're gonna see the Junkrat Widowmaker, pretty standard, honestly, on Junkertown defense. Blab on the Diva instead of maybe a Roadhog would be the only thing that I could see be different.
Yeah, but I think they're playing to Blab strengths more so to composition strengths, which...
Yeah. And I think Diva's just way easier than playing a Roadhog Orisa.
Yeah, so the big one to me is, will No Wonder pop off on this Widow? As I expect to... I don't expect this Torbjorn to come through, but I'm not
None of
ruling
this
it out.
else. Honestly, nothing but maybe definitely the Mercy from Scarlet, but
3, 2.
yeah,
There
Senpai
we go.
will be on the
Sniper's
Widow.
coming through.
Incoming.
The Sniper duel. This should be exciting.
Escort.
I don't think we've had a Sniper duel yet in this match.
Not that I know of. No Wonder hasn't been playing too much Widowmaker, besides that 1 point on Volskaya where he got the amazing pick. Probably to get him that draw. And
Here we go,
Watch for
everyone
those.
poking away, but the defense falling back. They want to play this under a bit of a choke as Freefy gets trapped and Freefy gets popped. Now it starts for Walmy. If they take out Scarlet as well, they should be able to stabilize on this cart. As long as they don't play dumb. It's looking like ADNB gonna just back that ass up.
yeah, Blab is gonna push forwards, maybe a little bit without his team, but he's gonna get healed up. Ooh, No Wonder's close.
Yeah,
to death.
nearly got picked by Senpai there, but just barely shot in the right place. As Wonder already has an ult available. Big DPS coming out of No Wonder to start this round off.
Watch Freefy on the side though right now. He's trying to find that Widowmaker. It's very tough as I assume Batman is just going to be flying to his aid whenever he needs.
Yes, we've got a pretty crazy Diva duel going on the side here, but Spagoo's gonna lose one in the pocket. Tree finds Freefy as well. Nano comes out of Blab, but this should be an easy mop-up fight for Walmy maybe, and it will be. No Wonder, just pump pick after pick after pick out.
Yep. Just get a 3K there after all is said and done. Blab pushing forwards to just get pressure on them, and it's looking good right now. They still have those ultis, and they only dedicated the nano boost. I'm really happy that they only put that in there. That's It marks good signs.
Freefy on the Tracer now, coming pretty wide on this flank. He wants to put some pressure onto No Wonder because that Widowmaker has been a problem. But a tire coming on the tree, and he finds Big. Yeah, the tree tire finds Scarlet. Both Divas gonna be teaming back. This Spagooter is in a world of pain here. But Freefy getting a lot of pressure, and Senpai finally gets the pick out of No Wonder, who's been holding onto this input site for 2 straight minutes.
Oh, but the sleep on Freefy, will they be able to kill him? Oh, well, Senpai does pick off Batmel, and you hear the Rhine shatter, but it does get blocked by Scotch.
This is going to be another defensive hold for Walmy, maybe. So they are buying a lot of time very successfully here. Is No Wonder actually going to swap? He's onto the Genji now.
Yeah,
So he
maybe
does not
want to see that.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much dive that has come through. Tracer and your Pendrai on the Winston now. Was not feeling it. So we'll see what happens here. Both dive tanks are available for the offense. Create pressure for the Widowmaker, but it doesn't matter if Tree gets the right clicks.
Yeah, and honestly, all match long so far, there's just been people overextending and getting cut out. If it's Spagooter, if it's Senpai, and Blab gets both the support.
Chucks it into the back line, and that's a disaster for all damn no Blab.
Okay, well,
Now, it may be unnecessary nano boost onto Scotch there, but there's still a nice ult situation for Walmy maybe. We've only got 45 seconds to play on this round.
well, Freefy's gonna be swapping up to the Pharah last second, trying to counter the fact that the DPS don't have any real hit scan.
Yeah,
watch
this is
Tree's
smart.
tire though.
Tree, I've seen him take out more Pharahs than anyone should. But here we go, the tire's coming out nice and early. Will he find anyone? It's gonna be healers traded early. Batmel and Mighty Wolf both going down, as now everyone is kind of making their way back towards this cart. The Annas are both down, so that is no healing for the defense. Scarlet still alive for the offense, but a lot of her teammates going down.
Scarlet's just kind of alone
What is-
back here.
What? Oh, Scarlet, that was... No.
Oh, but it's okay.
Yeah, her team is finding the picks here. As Batmel does make it out to the point, but Scarlet's gonna pop Valkyrie. This should be pretty easy for all to have no Blab as they find the picks, but Sam needs to be careful not to get picked out in this window, as there should be a contest available here for Walmy maybe, right at the point.
And they won't have their Mercy or their Junkrat to fight it, but maybe they can muster up something.
Yeah, and you do see they're getting up into the window. Diva's going to be
Scotch
able to
still
touch.
hasn't swapped.
As there we go, Sam goes down and Blab. Looks like that Sam pick going to be enough for a fallback.
Yeah,
But
I
the
think they
tanks
were
are
wanting to swap composition, so Scotch was still in spawn while they were doing this, and they swapped Tree over to the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, that's a costly decision. Comp swaps. Sometimes you need a little more time to work with, and it costs them a potential contest, but ults are coming through.
Rains from above.
You see these DPS ults each taking one, although Freefy finds both the healers by the end of that. Dies in the process though, but this is looking good for all to have no Blab as Tree is rolling for his life. Sam has to teleport on out of that one as Blabour goes in deep. He's not contesting and he's losing his mech.
Yep. And right now, there's nowhere for this Sombra to run as she's gonna get chased around by those tanks.
Yeah, this is rough. This team is wasting so much time getting staggered, and they were not fighting on the cart, so this cart pushed a lot of grounds here.
And now both the supports are just fighting this Diva. They do
get
need
back
Nectar.
though. They're positioned like they want to contest it. Yeah, they are onto this cart. Walmy Baby all making their way out here. But Batmel goes down early again, and this should be a big ult on the set by finds one. Disadvantage, all damn no Blab if the damage can keep coming through. And there we go, that's no healing available for Walmy Baby.
Yeah,
And that's
that
going to be
will look
point
like it's
two.
it. Really heartbreaking for the defense of how close they were to defending that first point. And now there's 2 minutes and a half, and defense is rolling strong. They haven't found a counter yet, and Sam hasn't gotten her EMP yet.
Yeah, ult advantage still going, I would say, slightly in favor of ADNB here. As they're doing a good job pushing, establishing themselves up on the high ground, making it tough to get out. And now Blabour gonna go try to contest that high ground. Tree barely makes his way up. You see the high ground warriors have made it up high, but this cart's still being pushed. ADNB has contested successfully, and they're getting into the first bend.
Oh yeah, here comes the Sombra ulti.
EMP coming out, but Walmy maybe fairly split here, but it might be alright as the Lucio barriers from Scotch providing a lot of support here as pick after pick coming through, and this is gonna look like a clean mop-up for Walmy maybe. The cart finally stops.
Yeah, they do use 4 ultis there though, and the offense is probably just content to try to reset, and maybe a little bit worrying though, with only a minute and a half to go. We'll have to see probably 2 clean fights out of them, and we've got to see how many ults will they use to win this first one.
Yes, they have everything but a rocket barrage available. ADNB does. Just a blade and a diva available for the defense here.
We have seen huge diva ultis here though, and we're hoping to see
especially
that
at this
too.
point of Junkertown. Glad your team could really use one more right around now, but Sam gets picked early. Here we go, Colt's coming through. No wonder looking for it, but he does not find it. That's both the DPS down for Walmy Baby. Spagooter did not find anything with his Diva Bomb, and now Blab maybe looking for his. No, he's going to lose the mech, so he's saving him for the next fight at this point. Walmy maybe needs to die on this cart so they can reset and contest near the end.
Yeah, Sam is getting oh so close to that EMP, but she does get staggered. This is going to be the last fight for sure.
Yeah, some very costly staggers there.
Your Pendry trying to knock people from getting through.
Yeah, doing a good job of really splitting things up, and Flavor has to drop the Diva Bomb, but Senpai comes through with the bigger Deadeye, finds 2, Death down early yet again. That's a lot of healing off the table for her team, as Freefy comes through with a big barrage. It's looking like all damn no Blab. As close as this was, more heartbreak for Walmy Baby. And I think they did it with time remaining too.
It was super close. If Sombra would have stayed on for a little bit more, we'll see. Is it? Oh!
0.5 seconds.
Sombra could have stayed on. She was alive, actually. She tried to E out.
I guess this is a straight payload map, so I don't think time remaining matters.
You're right. It doesn't.
I think that's
it would give the
only-
enemy team a minute anyway.
Yeah.
So, wait. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're casters. We know what we're talking about.
Overwatch is a complex game.
Yep.
That's
We'll
why I
see.
only play Mercy.
What will they decide to run here on offense? This is what I was excited to see, because I was curious who would run the Bastion. I don't know why I'm so insistent that they're gonna run Bastion, but
I don't know, man. I think you might have a problem.
I might have a problem.
Clearly,
with
deep
Bastion.
down, you want to be a degenerate DPS player.
Yeah.
Before you know it, you're going to be playing Symmetra on BOL
Oh,
games.
no. That's, that's a far-fetched answer right there that,
That sounds like something a Symmetra player would say.
very unlikely. We'll see no wonder at least starting out on this Bastion. No Symmetras here today, though.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
I don't know what to say.
Well, we can talk about the defense here, which, one of the standard Junkertown comps coming through. They've got the Widow and the Junkrat as the DPS playing around your Pendrive shields.
The only difference between this defense and the other was Wolf on this Lucio instead of the Ana, and your Pendry on the Reinhardt. Probably just more comfort.
1.
And on the offense, going to be Bastion, Junkrat, forming up the core, playing behind Orissa's shield. A lot of shield for one Orisa to hold. Going to be pretty difficult against an opposing Junkrat. As Senpai coming in on the flank, looking for shots in the backline. He's found Sam. Will he find more?
Yeah, Tree's trying to catch them with the Junkrat, but it's just not working out right now. And he's getting more free shots.
Yeah, looking like a not successful first push here. As no wonder is maybe thinking about swapping. Yeah,
off.
Genji
Yeah.
coming through makes sense. He was not getting back onto that card as Bastion.
Yeah. As silly as it is, it still is pretty easy to counter with a little bit of coordination, and Junkrat makes it very difficult. He's gonna have that tire, so watch out for that, as it's probably just a guaranteed fight win as by how these Junkrat tires have been going.
Yeah, even more swaps coming out for Walmy maybe. Tree over to the Wrecking Ball as Senpai finds the shot out of nowhere. That's the only DPS player down. And there aren't really big ults available here, just Sam with the nano, so I assume this is going to be another lost fight for the offense. But they're still coming to it. It's very split here, but they're not accomplishing anything but wasting time right now.
Free does swap off onto the Wrecking Ball again. Just try to see what he can get, but looking awkward.
Yeah, his Blue almost gets demexed, but he's going to go pump a ton of ult charge into his supports. Or
this is triple support.
Yeah, triple
lineup.
support double tank.
Interesting.
Nano coming out onto the Wonder. He does not have an ult available. He was very far away. That didn't seem very effective as Free Thief picks one support, but there are still two available. The card's moving a little bit, but your pen drive with a nice hammer gets a D-Mech. Genji going down, and Walmy maybe just looking lost on this fight. And they blew some resources.
Yeah,
but maybe they just wanted to waste that nano because Sam is swapping over to the Sombra.
Yeah, that makes sense for sure. Splat does get a remake, thankfully, or else second could have been huge. Lucio maybe a little bit out of position if they can walk forwards enough. Scotch is definitely wanting to, but he gets back.
Yeah, so here we go. High ground established for Walmy. Maybe they dropping, going to try to drop, but they lose Sam early. But Blabour tossing that bomb into downtown. It finds Scarlet and it finds Freaky. The Freaky's fire is still coming through. Will it find anybody? He's waiting around the corner. No, Free does find it. What a strange fight. Is now a Spaguna's popping a D.Va ult of his own.
Oh no.
And somehow ADNB holds the card.
It's not over yet. Sam trying to see if she can get a late pick on Senpai, but this is turning into one fight territory. They're gonna have to have a good blade to win this. And Wolf has the ult to counter it, so watch out.
This is going to be rough. They really need an EMP right here, and they're still 40% away from getting it. They're also pushing into an infra site.
Yeah, and as Sombra, that's so horrible because you want to be flanking constantly, and you're just completely countered.
And here we go. Lucio coming up nice and early out of that now. They're forcing the issue with No Wonder as both of these Lucio berries kind of picking away, but Senpai finds the snipe. No Wonder gets nothing with that Genji ult, and now your pen dry slamming the hammer on the side and finds one, but that might be all he needed. Is Walmy Baby has already lost 3. They've lost 4. They've lost 6. And they have 10 seconds to get back on this card. They will not get a full team here. All dabs, no blab, pushing forward. No Wonder is sneaking around the side, though. He will touch, I think. And yeah,
or the Sombra will.
That is a touch. That's 3 on, but they've already lost on that Sombra. I'm thinking this is game over here. Is Tree trying to make some magic happen on this card? He's got a lot of health, but it is actually being chunked through fairly slowly. He's buying some time for some tanks. They've actually got a lot of pieces here, but No Wonder gets picked early. Free Thief gonna have an easy tire. No one gets just the mech, but that's it. Round over, and that heartbreaking .1 defense out of Walmy maybe comes back to haunt them as they get nothing on offense. They lose this match 2-0-1.
Play of the game.
Play of the game gonna be No Wonder. One of these big fights on defense where he was just popping off on the Widowmaker. Finds the man on the ground, finds the man on the ground, jumps up, finds the man on the ledge. But, gosh, just a truly heartbreaking match for Walmy Baby. They were so close in so many ways, but all they get for it is a single half point.
But they were definitely close. There was definitely a lot of bright moments from them, I think more than we've seen in the past couple weeks. So some signs of life. So I'm looking forward to see them in the coming weeks. Maybe if they can perfect this comp that they've been running a little bit more. I think it still is looking okay.
Yeah, we will see. So that's going to do it for Game 2, guys. Stick around. We're going to swap streamers. The stream's going to go offline as it usually does. We'll be back in just a moment with Mad Cow Disease versus 3 Dans 1 Cup to close out the night.